So this is probably my 4th or 5th makeup video that I've recorded. I haven't posted any yet, so y'all are probably like, but this one will probably go up hopefully soon. Yeah. So if the last thing you saw like before the intro was me looking like this, that means I forgot to like record something after I finish my face. But today we will be doing like a makeup look, but also a like get ready with me chat thing. Apparently people do that. But yeah, it's only been a couple months since I like started YouTube, but it's been really interesting because like this was never in my plan. I really just like had a testimony video and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna share this on IGTV, and then it was too long for IGTV and I'm like, where am I gonna post it? So I posted that, and then I don't know why y'all subscribed. I started getting subscribers like just from that video, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. It's like video blogging. So yeah, like even now, like I still have a bunch of ideas, but I also have like a bunch of platforms to take care of, a lot of like things to study for and get ready for. So I don't want to be too overwhelmed, but I also don't want to like leave my channel hanging. So yeah, this is gonna be, as of right now, I have 4 things. There might be more as I talk, but I have a couple of things that I've learned just from like being a YouTuber, but like not someone who was super serious about it when they started. I'll also be like shouting out different channels that I either like, I watch them all the time. I really don't like YouTube, which is why I always think it's funny that I'm here. But like people that I actually watch their videos are just like some of my friends. We also have some merch. This is my spacesuit. Y'all need to get on it. If you're not from Cornell, you might not be as hip, but like I'm actually not going to explain anything. Take what you will from it during the video. I'll put the link to the shop in the description. But yeah, this is my spacesuit. This is my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, let me get started on my face. So I did all my swatching. I like to know what colors I'm going to use before I start a look. I'm sure most YouTubers do that, but I'm just here for fun. I am trying to recreate this look. Oh yeah, my screen protector is like reflective because my front camera's broken. My bad for that. But if you can see the look that my friend Melody did, I also got some lashes specifically for this look. These are the longer ones. So these are 25mm Missy eyelash. Yes, amazing. I think they were like $4. They're very long, but we're trying to get this vibe as close as we can. So yeah, I'm gonna get this off my arm before I get it on myself, as I usually do. Get on my brushes and then we'll get started. So full disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I've never done lessons. I don't even really watch YouTube videos like that to like know all the tips and tricks. I just take from my friends and we improvise every time. So I'm not even sure this is gonna come out right. We're just here on a journey together. I do have the colors I'm going to be using just to let y'all know. So for the base, I'm going to use my Colored Rain palette, the Power one. If you watched my unboxing video, you saw a couple of these palettes already. But I'm going to be using, of course I have notes because otherwise. I'm going to use Betrayal and Snitch, these two right here. And then we have our Morphe palette. This is the 35V, also from the unboxing video. I'm going to use, what are they called? So this one down here is called Heat, and then this one is called Turned On. So I'll use those ones. I also have this cute little NYX palette. I think I'm going to use the reddish one. Yeah. So like this really bright color right there. That's exciting. And then hopefully this palette can give me what I want. The Revolution makeup Revolution London palette. This mango right here, like as soon as I saw her picture, I was like, you look like a mango. Not that she looks like a mango, but like that color right there, I was like, I love it. So hopefully we can pack this enough to get it as bright as we would like. But I'm just gonna be like talking as I do my makeup. I hope that's how I thought this was gonna work out. But yeah, I'm gonna like, I guess I'll interject like when I'm doing different makeup things, or we're all in this together, right? And in that case, I will actually start with the second tip that I wrote down while I do my eyebrows with my Anastasia, I don't know, Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil brow definer in ebony, which I guess is my color because it's not my mom, so she gave it to me. But yeah, so the second tip that I wrote is, if you know like what your audience is, you should listen to them. Because I was actually having like a not YouTube conversation today with one of my friends, but we were just like talking about like content creation, and I like was having this idea, and he was like, okay, like what would your audience be? And I'm like, me? Like with my blog and when I make my art and even with YouTube, a lot of the stuff that I create is just stuff I enjoy. So it's not really the end of the world if people don't like, not that people won't enjoy it, but it's like I'm my primary focus. Like I'm kind of creating for myself. So that's like my approach. And like again, I didn't have a plan when I ended up on YouTube, so even like the ideas that I have moving forward, it's just stuff that I think is interesting, stuff that I would want to see. And if I get feedback like, oh, like I really like this for this reason, or like, you know, anything like that, then I can incorporate it. But I'm like driven largely by myself and by what I want. Also, I think I'm gonna do my face first. I've thought about this before because I usually don't, so maybe it'll be better. We'll see. Anyway, that's my approach. Meanwhile, I have some friends who are like really active with, I guess, like using their platforms, or even like making separate accounts for their pages, for their brands. And like I do have like a Twitter page with like maybe 18 followers, just for me to like have all of my platforms in one space. But like again, like it doesn't need to have 1 million followers because it's just like an organizational page. I'm gonna promo myself everywhere else. But it's like when you have a space that's dedicated to your content, dedicated to your followers, it makes it a lot easier to like communicate with people, ask them what they want, like what content are they enjoying, like what was their favorite part about whatever video. Just really being ready to like market for yourself and kind of like foster a community if that's what you want. This is always the weirdest part because they look really dark. I think they're symmetrical. I'll clean them up. If not, I use my little like bronzing powder as like a handheld mirror because it's just a really great size, and I'm not like all the way over here like this. I have another mirror right there. But yeah, so next I'm going to cut the bottom of my brows and do the rest of my face. I know some people will do their foundation like foundation color, concealer color, contour color. That doesn't really make sense to me yet, so I just do one at a time for my sanity. But let's see what other tip. So going off of like the audience thing, if you're someone like me, you're just here for fun. I could get monetized by YouTube if I was consistent with my content and, you know, did all the audience building tips. But I'm just here for a good time. I am not as concerned about the things that I know a lot of people are. So if that's something that's more in your reasoning book or whatever. Also, when I'm like doing my makeup, I can't like talk as clearly, so bear with me. But yeah, it's like if that's something that you're interested in or something that you're looking to eventually do, then you need to have that in mind, like, as you're getting started. It's like, okay, I want to be monetized. I want this to look clean, look professional. I want to get subscribers. I want to have consistent views. If that stuff matters to you, that's okay. Just put in the work that you need to make sure you're getting, like, the following that you want. It's very easy to do research on, like, how to grow your channel, and even just, like, looking at the people around you. Like, I have an intro now. Shout out to Kiarra Michelle graphics. I also have an outro. I also have a banner. Like, she did a whole bundle for me. But I wouldn't have thought of something like that had I not seen it on my friend Amarachi's channel and also on my friend Janine's channel. Both of them will be linked, of course, but it's just like, how cool could you be? Like, I really liked that part of their channel. I'm like, if this is what's drawing me to their channel, it could draw people to my channel. So now we have an intro and an outro. Music pending, but again, YouTube isn't that deep. I think it's cute to have all these little quirks and stuff. So that's why I invested in it. This also takes me to my second point, which is, of course, like, number 4 on my list. But oh, I didn't even tell y'all what I just did. So this is a LA Girl Pro Concealer. I think the whole world knows about it at this point, but I just used it to make my eyebrows look a bit sharper from the bottom. I might not even do the top. Again, we do it different every time. But I think the next step... So I heard if you, like... I forgot primer. But then... Is it making me more oily? Like, I don't know. Maybe if I don't use primer this time. Usually I use this NYX Hydro Touch Oil Primer and, like, I'm already oily. So how does that work? But I also have a Maybelline Fit Me powder that I could, like, use as a base to set everything up and then put my foundation. We'll just use a little bit of oil and then this. It's all trial and error, y'all. I'm not going nowhere. But yeah, what was I gonna talk about? You don't have to go broke for YouTube. There's no need. Like, even if you want to do this, like, legit, am I supposed to put a shit on my face? You don't have to spend money. So for me, I'm currently recording on my iPad. I have multiple lamps plus natural lighting set up to be my, like, bootleg ring light, and it works. I'm doing just fine with this as my setup. In terms of the intro and outro, like, these things are not necessary. I could have just had, like, a little tagline or, like, I don't know, like, I didn't need to have that. I also paid for, if you look in my banner, the little, like, picture of me in the middle, which is my phone's lock screen now. So this, eesh. Anyway, that's me. I had an amazing artist, Rachel Elizabeth, draw it for me because I actually saw a podcaster. Hopefully in the future I will have a video, you know, bragging about the AmmyChi and, like, all these different anime people that I've found and stan completely. But Rachel had done a drawing for Phoenix, who is the podcaster for the AmmyChi, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need it. Oh, I was looking for my powder. And I'm like, that's the cutest thing I've seen ever. So I got one drawn for me. I also, like, have the rights for it to use it all over the place. Definitely communicate with an artist when you get something done in terms of, like, where can you use it, stuff like that. But yeah, it was a great experience. I told all of my friends about her. If you did not hit her up to get a commission, you are slacking. But that's all the money that I've spent for YouTube, besides, like, okay, like, buying things for unboxings, but, like, this is all stuff that I'm gonna use regardless, stuff that I wanted regardless. I just turned it into YouTube content by recording myself opening them. Do what you already do and, like, share it if you would like. None of this is by force, but yeah, I'm nervous because, like, you don't want to put too much. I'm also not sure if it's supposed to be, like, your whole face or what. But we're just gonna pat, 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 pat. Hopefully I'm not putting too much. I saw a tweet talking about don't put too much foundation on your forehead because it looks more natural that way. Oh well. Hopefully this is sufficient. I just look like brown. But anyway. It's very messy, but this is the Maybelline Fit Me 40 dark, because I'm dark. But after you do that, you have to do foundation. I'm really nervous about doing my face first, but we're gonna have to make it work. But like I was saying before I distracted myself, you don't have to spend money for YouTube. You really don't. If you would like, go get a camera, go get a ring light, do what you want. But if you're on a budget, until YouTube is making you money, then you can use the YouTube money on YouTube. But like otherwise, it's okay. I like this next point because I'm kind of running out of points, honestly. Like I said, I'm doing this for me. So I don't really have rules. I know for maybe 2 weeks, I was telling myself like, oh yeah, we're at Wednesdays, I'll post every Wednesday, and like that'll just be my day to put out content. And then probably like a week later, I was like, I don't care. Not that I don't care, but like nobody's paying me to do this. I had so many ideas that were like piling. Oh, this was my MAC foundation, the Pro Longwear in NW50. This is a stippling brush, which I think is for like, or I could use a sponge. We're just gonna use this, it's already in my hand. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, content. Yeah, so I have the ideas, that's not the problem. It's just like, okay, I record it, I'll edit it, I'll post it, I'll do this every week. What am I doing this for? You have to know your why with all things in life. This is not just YouTube specific. Always know your why, know your motivations, know your goals. What is going to keep you going? If it's the praise of people, be ready to be let down because you cannot survive off of that. But yeah, so I kind of had like a moment of reckoning or whatever with myself. I don't really have the best eye until it's like time to post something and I'm like, oh, that looks bad. But right now I'm like, okay, it's brown. I think that's fine. Yeah, so next I'm gonna contour and conceal simultaneously, I think. This is like a little NARS thingy in Dark One Cafe. I'm pretty sure it's called concealer. It looks like this. And then this is foundation that's actually too dark for me. Becca Ultimate Coverage in Chestnut. I got it when I was like recovering from Accutane. So like I still had hyperpigmentation, and yeah, if you're ever on Accutane, don't get matched for foundation until like your skin is back to its normal color. What the heck was I talking about? See, I wrote things down so this wouldn't happen, but like I didn't write enough things. Pretty much know your why. And yeah, I have ideas. And anyway, I decided that I was just gonna post when I wanted to, because that was already what I do for my blog. Like sometimes if I have a bunch of stuff ready, like I'll have it stockpiled kind of. I'm very light-handed with makeup, but like I'm not, I don't know, but like I don't like having product on my face, so you might need to use more, I might need to use more, keep it a buck. But yeah, like with my blog, I'll be chilling and then my brain is like, boom, here's an idea, and I'm like, all right, bet. And then I write about it and then I post it, or sometimes I write about it and I schedule it to post later. But like it doesn't have to be super organized. But if you want it to be organized, you do that. I don't know if I did my first point yet about there doesn't have to be rules, or if this is their... Am I doing it right now? I don't know. It's okay. It's really fine. But yeah, so I am now at a point where it's like, okay, I'll just post when I want. And that's really that. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Again, YouTube is not paying me. So I'm not super vested in like, oh, I want this many subscribers, da-da-da. All power to the people who have aspirations. I'm just here for a good time. I'll actually blend this out first with this brush. I just think this is the brush to use. But yeah. So that is why I will just pop up when I have stuff ready. Like, I have like 2, 3, maybe like 5 different anime ideas, but 0 anime shirts. And it's simple as that. Once I have the shirts and the time to record, I will record and I will share. But until then, they will stay in my head and everything will be fine. That's really how I'm moving right now. I feel like that was Amen. It's okay. So that's how I'm moving. I'm fine with it. You really just need to know why you're doing what you're doing. And once you got that figured out, no shaking. Know your foundation, you remember? And I'm doing my foundation right now. If you haven't watched my 20 tips from a 2020 grad, that was one of the points I made in there. You need to know your foundation so that life cannot throw you all around. Like, you gotta be steady, right? So, yeah. And then I kind of already talked about my last point. It's last on the list-ish. This has been very disorganized, but you know, y'all are giving me grace. And you haven't left the video yet, so it's okay. Tiniest bit of concealer. This is contour. Technically it's foundation, but I'm using this contour. We've been over this. Every time, I forget if it goes up or down. I think it goes like up, and then like you like blend it up. Well, now it's on my face. Jesus. Oh, it's okay. Did I forget to bake or something? Was I supposed to do that already? Bro, it is really fine. It's fine. So you put that beauty blender to like, I don't know what this part does, but it makes your face like, wow. So I'm just gonna like do that, and then we're gonna pretend it's not there collectively. Come on. Wow. Anyway, the last-ish point that I made was that you should... That looks better. Ooh. Okay, we're getting somewhere. You can still see that I'm shining, even though I did the powder under. But it's okay, because we're just going to put powder on top. And then we'll be good to go, hopefully. I realized I forgot one of the tips that I saw on the internet, which was to like blend your foundation with a beauty blender, but like spray it with setting spray or something like that. If you've heard about it, let me know. Otherwise, I will continue to do this because as of today, it is still quarantine. I'm still not going anywhere. It's just for selfies. I don't need it to be like lasting 7 hours through the summer sun. But that's the contour. Okay, cheekbone. Wow. This thing is magic. So we need the powder again. And I need to finish giving y'all my tips. Utilize your platforms. Pretty much, I have lots of social media pages. Why? Because I am social. If you know me, I'm actually quite a homebody. But when necessary, I can definitely socialize. Honestly, I'm on Instagram for the artistic things and I'm on Twitter for the memes. But I utilize both of these platforms to promote myself. I have a page for my blog. I now have a page just for like Wura's World in general. I have a professional Twitter. I have a personal Twitter. I wasn't supposed to put extra powder on the brush before I did that, but it's too late. This is just to make the contour like shoo. We're also going to put some on the head of 4. More like head of 5, but that's okay. Apparently I sweat a lot right above my lip, so maybe that'll do something. Maybe it won't. But this is what the kids call baking. I'm just gonna let it sit for a while as I get my eyeshadow ready for that. Where's my paint pot? Okay. This is amazing. My little MAC paint pot in Painterly. It is just a base. Because can you imagine like putting a color on top of this instead of this when the color is built for this and not this? This helped a lot. That was shade at the makeup community, but it's okay because we got black owned palettes with lovely black pigments. Not that the pigment is black, but like it shows up easy on black skin. But for the palettes that are suffering, this is what we do. So personally, I like to put it on my hand first. Is this my brush? No. I like this long brush. It's just a random brush. Kind of round. But I get some of it out of the pot and I put it on my hand because I'm going to mix it with this. Just like one drop, and it makes it easier to spread. But what was I saying before any of this? Who knows? Twitter, yes, I have a lot of Twitter accounts. And I use them all for like specific reasons. And like I was saying before, some people have like pages dedicated to just marketing for themselves. I say all this and I've completely been a social media manager before. Like, social media is really powerful for getting a community and getting people to see your content. So like, don't sleep on that. But again, there doesn't have to be rules. So you can make it as deep as you want it to be. You can just do posts from your personal page. You just need to know yourself and what you're doing. But this is all stuff. I don't even know if I need this much, but I haven't looked at the reference pic in like 20 minutes. So we're kind of freeballing right now. Yeah, so know yourself. Jeez, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Oh, okay. This is the stressful part for me. But it can be covered up. Okay. This is fine. Everything is fine. You want it to be even. Even Steven. Anyway, if you have platforms, use them. If you don't have platforms and would like to have platforms, do your research. Look at the people you look up to. Look at what they do. I will say, at least like personally, I love my friends that have like monthly newsletters. Whether it's just like them sharing their thoughts or like they're updating on like different projects they've been working on. I just think it's so cool and like so succinct. Personally, do not want all of that responsibility at the moment, which is why I just have my follow page on my website and I update things when I have new things. So that works for me. All goes back to knowing yourself. This one feels bigger. Okay. See, it's fine. Really and truly, I personally have a lot of lid space. Not everybody does. You work with what you got. This is really just me playing spot the difference right now. Well, we're gonna stop now. And we're just gonna go into the eyeshadow, blending. I think I have shared all of the tips that I wanted to. If I did not, as I speed through the rest of my face, you will hear a voiceover. If I did, you will hear music. Unless I can't find music I like, then I'm gonna just say something. But yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of my face on like super speed. I will put the names of the products like somewhere on the screen. What else? Yeah, we're gonna see how this looks at the end. I think the baking might be done. I'm just gonna brush it off now, and if I need to like add more later, so be it. But yeah, those were the tips I thought of before starting this. I didn't even have powder on my chin. Just some things that I've learned from YouTube. Like I said, it's not that I have a shortage of ideas, I just have a shortage of time. And I need to definitely look out for my platforms in order of like, I don't want to say responsibility, but it's just like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And there's definitely going to be a time and a place for YouTube, and I don't want YouTube to kind of put a pause on the things that I'm more invested in. But I appreciate everybody who's subscribed, who's watched, who's shared, who's commented. Y'all are really cool. I'm just over here chilling. So if there's anything you want to see in the future, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep winging it, essentially just having fun. But yeah, now I'm going to do my eyeshadow and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I do this right, but we're having fun. So time to speed it up. Okay, so we're gonna see if it's humanly possible for me to talk fast enough to explain what the heck is going on in my face. So right now we have one of the Colored Rain colors. I'm pretty sure this is Betrayal. I'm using it as a base, just like all over my eyelid, and keep it a big buck. I called my friend Nancy after this and she kind of like snatched me together. So we put a bit too much of this on our face, but it gets cleaned up and that's okay. So then we move on, we grab another brush, and we start using Snitch to kind of like, I guess that's the crease area, one would say. I don't know. You just put it in there because you need an ombre. And yeah, as I try to explain my makeup super speedy fast, I did think of other tips. Like some of them are things that I touched on but didn't like focus on too much. I would say one of them is to be authentic. I think this video is a great example of that, because with that whole spiel I was giving in the beginning with just literally just me talking, I didn't really crop out too much of like the random stuff where I wasn't really focused. Right now, oh yeah, Shade of Red. Great manga, check it out on Webtoon. I edit for it, but heck, I'm losing my own train of thought. Okay, I didn't crop out too much of like the random stuff I was saying because that's me. That's the stuff that I say, that's the stuff that I think. My train of thought doesn't stay in one track. Y'all are gonna see that because that's just who I am. But yeah, right now this is where I start to lose my mind. I am reapplying some of this paint pot so that I can pack the lighter colors on top of it, but I like added too much. My contour looks so good. I added too much of the primer, so it was like really liquidy, and then it's also kind of hard to get it equal. But you just, you take your time with this bit. What? Oh yeah, I grabbed another brush because the first brush I was using now had some of the purple on it. And I'm like, yeah, we don't want to mix that together. But anyway, like I was saying, you just want to make authentic content. Well, I mean, like I do. There are definitely ways to kind of like, what's the word? Like clickbait, like make stuff that's gonna have people find your page and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that. Like I'm not that kind of person. This is gonna be pretty typical content, I'm thinking. But yeah, I am still trying to get this balanced. It's getting on my eyelashes. I'm getting flustered. But you know, at this point, we've done like 70% of the look. So we're just gonna keep on applying it. And yeah, I'm getting tired at this point. I also like look at my face from all angles to make sure that it looks good, hopefully. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, as you will see when my lashes are uneven. But it's okay because we fixed it before we took selfies. Now we are using, what are we using? I'm back with the Colored Rain palette. I'm using the Snitch base, which is the one that I put in my crease, and now I'm putting it at the end of, am I? We about to find out. Let's see what I hold up next. I'm always so confused. My stuff will be like all over the bed. Heck. Okay. So just before this, I was using the little red palette. The little red color in the NYX palette. And now I'm in the Morphe palette using the orange colors. So I just ended up putting Heat and Turned On top of each other. Because like they weren't as bright as I wanted it to be. But this is just like an orange transition-y color. And I'm probably just going to be doing this for a little bit. So another tip that I had thought of, at least for me, was like, it's not about the views. So my first video has a couple hundred, I think like it's in the 400s now. I checked my channel earlier today and my Telfar video is getting up there. I'm guessing because they dropped the bag recently and people were excited. This is where I start to go in with the mango color and it drives me insane. It's just a lot of packing to try and get it as bright as possible. But if you watched my unboxing video, the first one, you know that this palette is kind of disappointing. But anyway, views. I, again, am just here sharing part of my life with y'all. If one video gets more views than the other video, that's just how the algorithm works, in my opinion. LOL. So, yeah. There's this little trick you can do to clean up your cut crease where you like take the crease color and kind of take an angled brush and just go in there and like, you know, carve it out again. Also at this point I'm like starting with the yellow on this next eye. I haven't done it yet, so it's like not necessarily one step after the other. Like I said, I do my makeup different every time, I guess. Oh, LOL. I definitely went back into the yellow color with a brush that had orange on it, so it got a little bit messy, but it's okay, no problem. I was saying something about views. I'm not exactly sure what. Algorithm. There are probably ways to get more views with like more pubbing, whatever. I don't like social media that much to be hounding people with my content, but I do know that like people share my videos with their friends and stuff. It literally like makes my day to hear that. But yeah, honestly, like the people who like your content will share your content. You won't have to like cry and beg. So much thanks to everyone who has done that for me. Please continue, especially for my blog because I post more on there. But yeah, so at this point I'm kind of just like adding more orange because I felt like it was getting pretty muted. And then we have a black eyeliner pencil to do your waterline, which clearly makes me cry every time. But you know, beauty is pain, as my grandma says. And then now we have a black liquid eyeliner to do a wing. I've gotten pretty decent at this. You kind of just go for it and yeah, you just do it. Not all about the views. So yeah, I have no idea how many views this video will get. I don't really care. Oh, I had wanted to do one of these like mixed content videos where it's like, okay, I'm doing one thing but I'm talking about another thing. I'm hoping that once I get a new phone, I'll be able to do a camera setup where it's like y'all can watch me draw and then I can have some drawing content. At this point I was not pretending, but like I was putting some of the colored rain colors underneath my eye to kind of get like a smoked out look, but I also don't like the smoked out look, so I never do a lot. This is me putting bronzer all over my face because I don't know, I'm convinced it does something, but I feel like the powder brush is just like kind of lifting some of the oils, and that's what's giving me peace of mind. I started to highlight and then I realized I didn't have blush on yet, and then I was deciding between orange and pink blush because Twitter said orange blush is cool, so I ended up going with orange. I promise once I slow down you'll be able to see it better. So then we go back with the highlighting. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not a pro. None of the brushes that I used during this video, I can't vouch for them being used for whatever, you know, product I was using, the order of the product application. Who knows? Not me. But my face still came out good, so that's all there is to it. I guess I had to reach for... Oh! So that's like the new lash and then the lash that I usually wear. Because of that moment, I lost that lash. The one that I used to wear before. I still have the 25 millimeters, thank God. But yeah, so this is just the moment of truth. I came out short. The first lash I put on, I'm pretty sure that's the one that... Yeah, see this one? I did a good job. Made sure it got to the inner part of my eye. Everything landed pretty easily. I don't know where my tweezers are, so I've just been making do. Yeah, these things are long. But like I said, it went on. It's where it's supposed to be. I'm pretty excited because I've never worn a lash this long in my life. I'm really getting geeked. LOL. So yeah, now this is the lash that for some reason... LOL, I am so excited. I'm a fool. Alright, so now I'm gonna put this one on. But yeah, don't do this. Make sure that your lash reaches all the way to the inside of your eyeball. I'm still just too excited to notice. So yeah, if you don't have a weird mascara face, I don't trust you. So I'm just gonna leave that there. But yeah, so here we are with some black. It's probably eyeliner, but I gave up on it being an eyeliner and it's now a lip liner. But before I finish my lip, I have to spray my face. I'm kind of convinced setting spray doesn't do anything for me. I went on top of the eyeliner with some Fenty lipstick sample that I have. Not sure what the color is, but it looks great on me. And then I was deciding if I wanted to use gloss or not. I decided yes. And now we are applying gloss. Apparently you can put on too much lip gloss and it like drips down your face, which is awkward. But yeah, so we're just gonna enjoy my face. Y'all, so it's raining outside, but we're gonna ignore that because hello, you can't even see the yellow I worked so hard to put in there because the lashes are like, but that's okay. We look great. We look great. We're not going anywhere, but we look great. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I hope the tips were helpful. I'm really just gonna wrap this up because the rain is doing a lot. But yeah, like I said, I'll be back when I'm ready. YouTube is cool. If you ever have like questions about other stuff, just hit me up. I'm just so in awe, like, bro, what the heck? That's how hard it's raining right now. But yeah, enjoy this look. If you recreate it, let me know. You look good. Okay, that's all. Like, comment, subscribe if you ready to just sit around and wait for me. Or, you know, I have my blog, I have my Instagram, you know, platforms I'm more consistent on. Check me out there too. Great idea. Yeah, that's all. Okay, bye. Actually, so I just called Nancy, who is my best friend makeup artist teacher person, and she said don't put too much shadow over there. Somebody looks more natural. So over here you can do whatever the heck you want, but like over here make sure you like leave some of that open. So I don't know, she said it's good. I like put concealer on it, and then I used a clean fluffy brush to just shoo shoo shoo, and yeah, now we look great. Ready for selfies. Still raining, so bye.